Hey, welcome back everybody. Now here on my fence line, and if you can see behind me, I've had some limbs fall down that are really getting in my way when it comes to mowing. So like this one right here, it fell during one of our storms, probably the hurricane a few weeks ago. But also all the way down through here, I used to be able to mow through here, but over the summer, these limbs grew. And so now it's time to trim them back. That way I don't hit my head. So let's get started. Those limbs down. God, they were long and stringy, but that's what you get with these pin oaks. They get long stringy limbs like that. And plus this pole saw, I mean, there's no doubt this is not the best pole saw that there ever was. And then my chainsaw, it's very, very dull, and I couldn't reach really these limbs up here. But you know, with just a little time and a little effort, I was able to get everything down. But there's certainly a place for motorized pole saws, and I wish I would have had one right now, but I don't, and that's okay. But next step is get these up in some more manageable pieces, then I'll take them over there to the stump and get them burnt. If anyone would like to come help me stack this wood that fell over, I'd be more than happy to have you over here to help. But as you can see, clearly either something climbed up there and knocked it off, could be like a cat or something, but most likely it just fell. So I got to do that. I also have a big stack of wood that may be out of the camera that I hand split a few weeks ago that I never stacked up. So I need to do that as well. So while I'm out here, might as well try to get as much of this done as I can. So I got to start somewhere, but I'm kind of in a odd spot because the splitter is actually in the way of where I need to go. I guess I need to throw some wood over, try to move the splitter, but this wood's over here in the way of the splitter to move. So I've got all kinds of issues going on right now. That didn't work. That made it worse. Oh. So clearly this is just a small headache, but nothing that can't be fixed. Speaking of headache, does anybody else get a headache or just get bothered when people tailgate you on the road? I was driving down the interstate the other day. Now, mind you, I'm going a little bit over the speed limit. I'm not trying to speed. Wasn't in any rush, but also wasn't going super slow. I had this guy get behind me, and he was so close to my rear bumper that I could see his full face. I'm pretty sure I could see the wrinkles on his forehead. That's how close he was. Clearly, this guy was in a big hurry, and I was in his way. I didn't appreciate the way that he was following me, but I had nowhere to go. The car in front of me, it might have even been a truck, was probably 20 foot in front of me. Nowhere to go. There's just traffic on the road. I don't know what this guy's deal was. I mashed my brake to get him off of me, and next thing I know, he's sitting there giving me the middle finger and getting closer. I'm like, good gosh, guy. I pretty much tell that story just to say, stay safe out there. Clearly not worth it being that big of a hurry. Eventually, that guy got around me because I got over, because there was a break in the traffic to do so. Again, there was nowhere to go. And I finally got over it. He gunned it past me, and he got behind the vehicle that was in front of me and had to slow down. So I don't know what this guy's deal was. So I hope he made it to his location safely, because clearly he was in a hurry to get there. All right, I got the majority of what had fallen back up there. Now it's probably hard to tell from where the camera is, but there's still a bulge on the top side, and then it kind of goes back in. So what I'm hoping to be able to do with this stuff out here is I'm going to try to move this first, and then take these logs and hopefully put them back farther. That way they kind of overlap with the row behind them, and maybe that'll wedge them in there, but time will tell. I mean, it falls over, I'll just pick it up again. Got a handful of pieces left here. You kind of see what I've attempted to do here. So I started a new row on this outside, but I still obviously ran into that same issue of it being stuck out up top. So I tried to do some crisscross and make it not so wide. And then hopefully me stacking them as far back now as I can just kind of keeps it all together. If not, come out here and restack it. Or even better would be someone could come take it off my hands if they want to. So if anybody's interested in some firewood, come on down. Oh. There. This is mostly out of the weather. It's crazy, this thing used to be all the way back there, and obviously with more wood, run out of room. So I've run out of room over here. I actually run out of, well, I guess I could go put it back over on the other woodshed over there, but I just don't feel like it at the moment. But I may have to whenever I split these big logs over here, but they're starting to get a lot of mushrooms on them, so there's a good chance I might just have to toss those and burn them, get rid of them, because they may be too rotten. That's just one of the things with red oak, especially this pin oak, is the wood just rots so fast, so easily, especially if it gets left on the ground. So like this wood that I had just split that was on the ground, there's potential a lot of it was starting to rot, unfortunately, just because it was on the ground for a month at most, maybe at most. But I mean, this is what it looks like, so you can kind of tell that it's definitely got some spalting going on from all of the sitting on the ground, and the tree itself has only been on the ground a little over a year, so it did not take any time for this wood to really rot. But if you made it this far, go ahead and leave me a comment on something that you thought was interesting in this video. There wasn't a lot going on, but just something that may have caught your eye, or any tip that you might have thought of along the way when you saw me doing just the little odds and ends that I was getting into. But yeah, like I said, just appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.